plunge indicator repaired. In this video, we are going to take 6 broken plunge indicators and make 3 good ones out of the spare part. Please take a moment to like and subscribe. It's free and it'll help me out. Okay, let's get started right now. What to do with a bag of broken indicators? This is a bag of indicators. All of them are in some need of repair. What I'd like to do is be able to make one good one, ideally 2. Out of these guys. Let's take a look here. The face is okay on this one. Dial turns. Doesn't seem so bad. This one's... I get it. Zoom in here for a second. Okay. The spring lever's caught. So it'll go every once in a while. So this one, I gotta find out where that spring goes, but I think I can fix this one. So that's a potential. I'll set that one aside over there. That guy, the back's got to come off of. This has some little bit of friction in here, but besides that, this one seems okay too. It just needs a new glass, or we'll see if this guy fits on it or one of the other ones fit. This one, obviously, the glass is smashed out. Oh, but that's got a good feel. Yeah, this one's got a nice smooth feel to it. Yeah, that one's not bad. So this one has a potential fix on it. This one is missing. If we took a look at the one here, see how there's a little spring there? Oh, but there's also the arm missing out of it. So that one, this might be a totally different design, but they look the same. At least from where I'm looking at it, they basically look the same. There's no bar on this one, but everything else seems to be okay. Glass seems to be fine. It's missing a top tip and a bottom tip. But, okay, I'll take a look and see here. I'm not seeing what's wrong with this guy. Besides, there's no screws, there's no back plate. Slam a back plate on this guy and I think this one will be okay. This one seems to be the best if this is all it is. Everything seems to be intact. Okay, so those are potential. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think this is going to be the easiest one to fix. I think I just need to put a backing plate on it. This one here needs a lid. This one has, it feels like it has the most problems, so I'm going to take the screws off of this one. Let's put them onto this guy here. Hey. This guy here still only needs a back plate, and it's in good looking shape. Dial's easy to read, not many scratches on here. These other dials here that have the bubble on them, a lot of people set them down on the faces and they get all scratched up. These guys here that have the flat ones, you can set them down here and it doesn't touch on the surface, so that's actually pretty good. Oh, isn't that interesting? Look. Okay, maybe I really like this one because of the movements, but the face isn't coming apart. So maybe I am going to have to take the dial off and see why the face doesn't move. Okay, let's take a look at this guy here. This guy here has a pin problem. Okay. There's something that's supposed to go. I don't know if you can see this. Actually, let's take this off here. It's nice that it's magnetized. So let's take a look inside of here. Here's where the spring's supposed to go here. And I'm guessing there's some kind of pin that goes into there. I don't have a pin that goes into there, but I do have an idea. This is very close to the thickness of plastic that I'm using in my 3D printer, so we'll see if some of that works. Nope, it's close, but no cigar. Okay, so I got a box of pins. You can see if these guys work or not. These are ejector pin cutoffs from making molds. It fits, but it goes too far down. Let's see this guy here. Right there. Okay, the only problem with this stuff is this is incredibly hard. I would have to grind that tip down. You're gonna have to pop out to the shop and grind the tip down a small amount. Okay, I am in my home shop. I'm just gonna take a small amount off the end. Did I take enough? We shall see. Yeah, it's below, so we're good. Let's see if we can see in there. I'm gonna try zooming in here. Yeah, that's what that guy looks like. So now I gotta try and put that tiny little spring around that shaft right there. We will see if this will work. Okay. Close that up. There we go. Up comes Mr. Spring. In the hole it goes. Oh, no way, first try. That was amazing. First try. Look at that. Now I don't dare flip this around. At least not yet. Okay, so I'm going to take some tape. If I can do this, you can do this. And the face moves. So that's good, everything's nice and smooth. That's excellent. put the back cover on. Okay, I gotta put three more screws in, but that's a good indicator. We got another working one, so let's set that one aside.
The second indicator repair is also a spring problem. Are we seeing a pattern?
Okay, so the tools I'm using today, use this kit, and I'm also going to use a magnetizer demagnetizer. For the price, $3, you can't go wrong. So just to magnetize, I can use the standard magnet that comes with the kit here, but to demagnetize, I will use the other one. So I'm just going to rub this on here a couple of times. That's going to prevent me from dropping screws. Also, another trick that I like to use, or tip that I like to use, is if I'm taking something apart and I don't know if it's spring loaded inside or anything else, what I'll do is I'll get a plastic bag and I'll put my object inside the plastic bag and either poke a hole through it to undo all the latches and everything else in case I do lose some of the small items inside. Impeded here is because the spring on this one came apart as well. Well, that took a couple of tries. That feels good movement. Well, the one I took apart to take for spare parts seems to be working pretty well, so let's put the lid back on this guy here. There we go. Those guys are stuck on there nice now. Nice. Not bad. Doesn't have the quality movements of a high-end indicator, but they're basically like $12 or $13 to buy new. Now I just got to get a tip for here. I have extra tips, so that's not a problem. So we got one good one so far. Yeah. Okay, we started out with 6 indicators that had some issues. Some had a lot of issues with it, but they're all working smoothly. They all have tips on them. All the bezels rotate with the numbers. So now we have 3 more indicators that we can use.
If you're going to attempt to repair an indicator, keep in mind they're all a little bit different, so different techniques will have to be used with different styles of indicators. If it's too big of a job for you, I highly suggest that you bring it to a repair shop or someone who's qualified to repair them. All of these indicators were low quality and relatively cheap, so it was really nothing if they didn't work. They were at the point we were throwing them out anyways. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. If you want to see other great videos, check out my YouTube channel, Shop in Math. If you've not already, please like and subscribe. It's free and it'll help me out. Don't forget to click the bell for notifications when a new video comes out. Thank you for watching my video and have a great night.